question.
I also told her, Crystal, I will give you a week to give me back my camera, no questions asked.
Can she make her case?
She admitted to me that she opened my bag.
So what? So she opened the bag
To replace my camera.
Yeah, are you sick or what?
Next, Judge Judy.
3 weeks later.
For me at my work, but my backpack, my contents in the backpack were gone. She had not returned those, just my cell phone. So she had my backpack for a whole day.
And?
Later that night, about 11 o'clock, as soon as I got my cell phone, I called her up and asked her if she could please drop off my things, because I had my keys. I waited till about 4:30 that morning.
Why didn't you go to her house?
I didn't know where she lived.
Why didn't you ask her where do you live? And I'll come over and pick up my things.
I don't have a car. I don't have a car, Your Honor.
Who cares?
I had to work, Your Honor.
Who cares?
I do, Your Honor. And
No, I don't. You left.
I trusted
You
her.
left your things in her car. She gave you a ride.
Yes, Your Honor.
You disappeared with Mr. Garcia.
No, not with Mr. Garcia. Your
No,
Honor.
yes, you did.
No, I didn't.
Yes, you did, my dear. You disappeared getting a history lesson from Mr. Garcia. You didn't go to the bathroom. You didn't go to the bathroom and
I did
come
go to the
back.
restroom.
Go to the bathroom. Hey, Mr. Latore, you have no proof that she took your camera.
I do, Your Honor.
Zero.
I do.
None.
The conversation in the car, Your Honor, she said, oh, you should have brought the reason I brought my camera is because I thought there would be live music there. I had never been there before. Later in the car, she had told me that it was just a pub. That's why I decided to leave my camera in the car. And she said, oh, you should have brought your camera. I said, I did.
And?
And I didn't bring it up because there was no live music. And
what does that have to do with her taking your camera?
She knew that I had my camera in there.
Who cares? If I were a thief and saw a backpack laying in a car, I would open the door, because I don't believe she locked the door. I would open the door, go through the backpack, and if I saw something valuable, I would take it.
She did go through my backpack, Your Honor. She admitted to me that she stuffed my jacket in my backpack. And when I went up to my apartment to take out my stuff to look for my things, I realized that in place of my camera was my jacket. So
Mr. Latore, you have no proof she took your camera.
She knew my camera was in the car.
Listen to me very carefully.
Yes, ma'am.
It's very possible that one of the other people in her car took your camera. How many people were in the car?
When I left,
how many people were in the car on your way to the pub?
Two, me and the defendant.
2 other people.
Her friends. Yes.
More moments later.
Okay. I'd witnessed earlier that night, she carries her camera everywhere with her, and so it was in the bag.
Who cares?
Well, just, it was
I mean, do you understand what I'm talking about, Daniel? You have to have proof before you accuse somebody of being a thief.
Yes.
If 4 people had access to her bag, you can't accuse one person of stealing her property.
Well, who's the owner of the vehicle?
That has nothing to do with it.
I never said I was going to babysit her things, by the way.
Just a second. You're talking about an absolute criminal liability. You mean if someone finds drugs in a car, everyone is presumed to have possession of the drugs. That's different from being a thief. Sir, if she's missing property and she's accusing someone, she has to have proof.
Your Honor, the only proof I have is that she admitted to me that she opened my bag. That is why I'm coming to her.
No, she didn't.
Yes, she did.
No, she put your coat in the bag.
You need to, it was tied like this, which means that someone would need to untie it to stuff my stuff my thing in there. She admitted to that, Your Honor.
So?
All night, we did not see the camera.
Just a second. So what? Back in the bag. Maybe she didn't look, she just opened it up and stuffed it in the bag. Maybe it was there, and maybe it had already been taken, if it was ever there in the first place. But you have no proof that she took your camera. You think she took your camera. You think maybe she or maybe somebody else who was in the car took your camera and she should be responsible for it. That's not true. The only one should be responsible for your property is you.
I understand, Your Honor.
Good. And if you brought a valuable camera, you should have taken it to Mr. Garcia's pub and checked it. Case is dismissed, that's all.
Parties are excused. You step out.
She was drinking. I was actually designated driver's side, did not have one drop.
I thought she had the camera with her and I thought I would receive it back.
I was trying to be the responsible friend.
She wasn't my friend, she was my coworker.
Obviously, you don't know people until you spend time with them.
And now the next case.